Just before dawn, 6 fugitives approached Tehran's international airport. Posing as members of a film company named Studio 6, they planned to fly out of a country that still holds more than 50 of their compatriots at gunpoint. Inside the terminal, Antonio Mendez has arrived early.
They were looking in, they saw me. That way they got the signal that it was okay to come in past the security people.
I was pretty nervous going into the building. When we entered, there was a fairly large open room initially where the airline counters were.
We went to the ticket counters and got our boarding passes. There were some armed guards around, the self-appointed revolutionary guards that were monitoring the airport.
After checking their luggage, the group moves towards immigration, the main barrier standing between them and their freedom.
Lee went first and Tony Mendez went last, and we kind of deliberately spaced ourselves out so that even though on one level you could tell we were a group, we weren't supposed to all go through together.
It's the principles of magic and illusion. It's stage management. Immigration's the choke point. This is where you have to lay down your documents along with the yellow sheet and hope that the guy doesn't go in the back room and try to find the white sheet for everybody.
Trying to remain calm, the group hands in their passports and forged customs cards.
The immigration guy looked at our collection of documents, got up, and went into the back room. So that was an anxious moment. What is he doing?
We toyed briefly with the thought of just walking through without having our passports stamped.
"10,000 kilometers away in Ottawa, Flora MacDonald braces herself for the possible fallout.
I was concerned, uptight all that evening about, what would happen. Would they make it out?
At the same time, Bob Seidel sits nervously in the Studio 6 offices in Hollywood. His wife, Andy, monitors the 3 phone lines.
We had their sort of lives in our hands. So every time the phone rang, she was basically a jagged nerve ending.
Back in Tehran, the customs officer returns.
He came out stirring a cup of tea. He was taking a tea break.
He was taking a break, and he came and looked at our documents.
All the documents were stamped to the back of our yellow sheets, which he retained. We all started moving then into the departure lounge.
Another problem surfaces. The Swiss Air flight is inexplicably delayed.
Tony gathered us in a corner and we talked about maybe we should switch to the British Airways flight, but it just didn't seem to be any sort of easy way to do that without drawing attention to ourselves.
But our other options were drying up. KLM was leaving, British Air was leaving. It was going to be Swiss Air or nothing.
So he said, let's just sit it out and it'll be okay. And it was amazing. After 20 minutes, they said everything was fine and we could board the plane.